The idea of buying a house right now is more than problematic for someone like me, like a millennial. It's just not possible right now. It's not the same as when my parents, were coming up in like the 80s or 90s. Everything needs to change.
Bob Wheeler is a CPA here in LA and says most people set unrealistic money goals. Bob, what do you mean by that? Thanks for being here.
A lot of people, most of us, spend more than we make. So we're not looking at things realistically. If I'm making $1,000 a week, but I'm netting $800, most of us are spending $1,000 instead of the $800 that we actually receive, and we're putting the rest on credit cards. And so for me, if we start to actually set goals that are doable and that are measurable, we can actually start to have tangible results. And even like as I was listening to everybody talking about $2 here and $3 here, as you hear that, the question to ask yourself is, do I discount that? It's $2. Is it $5? Or am I saying, oh, that's a little bit more towards my goal? And I think a lot of times we get caught up in ego and presentation. How do I look to everybody instead of what's going to serve me?
From a psychological standpoint, what you're saying makes all the sense in the world because it's your attitude of approach to things and how you talk to yourself about it. Because I always say there's what you want, there's what you need, and then there's what you can afford. You have to look at what you can afford, and it starts making a big difference if you accumulate a few bucks here, a few bucks there, because it's like the rest of this year is going to go by whether anybody here is doing something about their financial goals or not. And small changes add up to big results across time. However insignificant it may sound, it may not sound like big finance, but across time, little changes add up to big results.
As Addison was saying and Sam was saying, don't buy a new iPhone, buy Apple stock. So my mindset is, oh, I got $500 extra. I'm not thinking, what can I go buy? I'm thinking, what can I go invest in? And shifting from that, I gotta have to, hey, let me put some stuff away so later on I get to play even bigger.
Why do you recommend penny stocks?
Well, penny stocks are a great way to, if you want to get into investing, it's a great way to spend $100, $500, and be able to buy something that in the long term potentially has a great upside. And so a lot of these stocks that you can get for 5 cents or $5 may turn into a $20, $30 stock. Your money's going to go a lot further, and especially in inflationary times, you can buy these little stocks. Like I just bought this 5-cent stock. It's projected to go to $28 in 7 years. But even if it gets to $5, $500 gets me $50,000. It's a pretty good return on the money. And if I lose the $500, I'm out $500. It's, it's
the
not
upside
so
is
risky.
huge, and the downside is endurable.
That's right.
You can deal with that, but the upside is huge, and that lets everybody get into the game.
That's right. And again, I'm looking at it long term. I think the biggest mistake in investing or real estate or anything is, I'm going to get rich quick. It's all going to happen tomorrow. For me, the goal is preserve what I have and try and grow it without getting crazy like, I'm going to put all my money here and tomorrow I'm going to quadruple it. That just does not happen in the real world very often.
No, that makes a great story, but it just doesn't work that way.
It just doesn't.
Do you have a story or a question for me? Click the link in the description and tell me what in the world is going on.